Hi, Terry. How are you today?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good. How's your week been?
Yeah, pretty busy, but good.
Busy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what brings you in today?
So my boyfriend and I broke up, so not too long ago.
That must be hard.
Yeah, so, I mean, it wasn't a great breakup, but he's kind of a bit of a jerk throughout the relationship as well, and I just never kind of really dealt with any of that, so I thought it might be good to kind of work through it, I guess, because I'm having a hard time. Now that we're broken up and I didn't really deal with it in the relationship, I'm kind of having to deal with it on my own, so I'm kind of work through that.
So what are some of the stuff that you had to deal with that maybe you think you had to in a relationship?
Well, I just found that there were things that in the relationship where, for me as an individual, I probably would have said that, like, oh, I would never do that or anything like that. So he was a bit controlling and stuff like he would do guilt trips or manipulate and stuff like that to try to get me to either say something or agree with him or stuff like that. And he would make up stories that weren't true and then try to get me to admit to them as if they were true. And just, he wasn't like physically abusive, but I could almost see it going that way. And so that was kind of like, I don't know, and I'm sure a lot of people say that where they're like, they don't ever see themselves in that sort of a relationship. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how I kind of let it get there.
So it sounds like throughout the relationship, you were, kind of recognizing some things. Mm-hmm. Did you ever talk to him about it?
Not really, because he would always kind of twist it and twist my words, or he didn't see it that way, or, or he would do the manipulation. Like if I were to say, confront him on something, and he'd be, oh yeah, I'm just a horrible person, and then it'd be me being like, oh, you're not horrible, it's just da 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 da. So stuff like that, where it's like really, I probably should have been like, yeah, like that's not nice, or whatever you did, like stuff like that. So I just found that I get a little bit mad at myself because I'm like, why didn't I stand up for myself more? Why did I give in?
Well, and I think it's easier when you're on the outside of things than being on the inside of a relationship, and we don't always recognize things till later. So
yeah.
Can you tell me some of the emotions that brought on, when he would manipulate the story, or like when you brought it up?
Yeah, like, I mean, I would maybe be angry with him at first, and then it'd kind of go from anger to me feeling defensive because I felt then he turned it on me. So then I felt like I had to defend myself. And then in the end, it was like me apologizing. And then I would just kind of be angry with myself because I'm like, why am I like I didn't do anything.
So it sounds wrong. Like you were hard on yourself in the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. And looking back, you can recognize that.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. So, yeah, those were, and I mean, it's kind of this, like, when things were good, they were really good. And then when things were bad, it was like, it was like these big, peaks and valleys.
A roller coaster.
Yeah. So that wasn't fun. And then he became kind of controlling too, in the sense that I was starting to be taken away from my friends, and like at our breaks and stuff like that, like we were at school, he just wanted me to hang out with him, and I didn't hang out with my friends.
So a bit of jealousy.
Yeah, but then when I would hang out with my friends and he was there, he would like flirt with all my friends in front of me.
And how did that make you feel?
Well, it made me mad.
Yeah, for sure. Kind of a double standard there, it seems.
Right? Yeah. And I mean, I wasn't mad at my friends because they're not the ones doing it, but I'd be mad at him, and then if I confronted him on it, then he would get mad at me. And I'm like, but you're the one that's doing something that you shouldn't be doing. Or I had a guy friend who we were chatting online, and we were talking about one of our teachers, and then he logged off or something like that, and then my boyfriend logged on, and then he started talking to my friend as if he was me, and started saying things like, oh, how was your night? He's like, oh, well, actually I twisted my ankle at soccer, or something like that. And my boyfriend said, oh, well, haven't you ever heard of like kissing it better or something? And so my friend, thinking it was me, was like, oh yeah, you want to kiss my ankle better, whatever. And he got mad at me because he said, why would this guy talk to me that way unless I had previously been flirting with him before? And I had said, the only thing we've ever talked about is our teacher that we don't really like or something like that. And he pulled up our conversation history. And there was one small conversation where we had talked about four-wheelers or something. And because that little piece of a conversation was in there, he went on and on about how much of a liar I was. And none of it was flirtatious. It was just like friends, but it wasn't in any way suggestive of anything. But because that one piece of conversation was not about our teacher, I was therefore a big liar.
And that must make you feel like, he doesn't trust you and that, he's jealous that you can't even have your friends around.
Yeah, yeah.
And it sounds like your friends are pretty important to you.
Yeah, they are. They're like a big part of my social group and life and support system and that sort of thing. So, and I could see that my friends were concerned about me because I wasn't seeing them as much and stuff like that. But I also felt like, I don't know, because I liked him too. I was like, oh, we gotta keep him happy. And if I go hang out with you and not him, then maybe he's gonna break up with me or something like that.
Yeah, that's a tough situation when you feel like you have to choose between two different things.
Yeah. And I always never wanted to do that, like be like attached, I guess, that much or in that way. Mm-hmm. But then you find yourself in a situation and that's what's going on.
So since the breakup, mm-hmm. Has there been contact between you two?
Not a lot, but a little bit. So we broke up not too long ago, and he's actually friends with one of my friends' boyfriends. And so when we broke up, I kind of felt relieved because I was like, I knew it wasn't a great relationship to be in. But he ultimately ended it. Said like, I want to break up. So I was like, I didn't fight it. I was like, okay.
Can I just ask in that moment, mm-hmm. How did you feel?
I felt relieved when he said it.
Relieved when he said it.
Yeah, because I kind of wanted to break up as well, but I couldn't bring myself to say it or do it. And so when he did it, I was like, okay, good. Like it's done.
Sounds like there was a little, relief that you didn't have to be the one hurting him.
Mm-hmm. But then I also still felt like, I still like him, or, I saw him every day, and then it was like, okay, well, I miss him. And then I found out he had told his friend, my friend then told me, that the only reason he broke up with me was because he wanted to see if there was anyone else interested in him. And if there wasn't, he knew I would take him back. So he's like, I'll just go see, and then I'll come back if there's not, because she'll go back out with me. So that was kind of.
And has he tried to get you to take him back?
He did.
And what happened?
And I said no, because I knew I almost had a moment where I was like, but then I remembered I just told myself what my friend had told me. And so I said, that's not right. Like either want to be with me and be okay with that or not at all.
So, not just playing games and,
I'll see if there's anyone better out there kind of thing. So I guess in that sense, I stood up for myself.
No, that's great. And it must have made you feel a little bit self-conscious then when he thought that there might be someone better for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did that bring up any emotions that maybe you experienced in the relationship?
Yeah, because I was always like, I'm not good enough, or I'm not doing things right, or stuff like that. So it was kind of like, well, I'll see if there's anyone better. And then if not, I guess you'll do.
Right. Sort of. And since, how are you feeling about yourself?
I feel good that I turned him down and stood up for myself that way. I guess I'd say I feel better because I'm obviously seeing my friends again and they're making me feel better or helping me feel better because I did notice a big decline in my self-esteem when I started dating him.
So do you feel like that you're making steps towards dealing with the breakup? Your friends are helping you?
Yeah, I think so. I guess it's just kind of the stuff where that closure, like I didn't get to tell him like this is how you made me feel, or I didn't like it when you did this or that, or I know what you were doing when you were trying to manipulate me or whatever, stuff like that.
Do you think you need that to fully deal with it?
I don't know, because a part of me is like, that would be nice, but another part, like, to kind of get that, but another part of me is like, what's it really going to help? Like, is that going to make him feel bad or change anything or anything like that? So I almost feel like, and I also don't know if me interacting with him again is going to hurt me more versus help me.
Right. So can you think of some ways that you can maybe, figure out if that would be right for you or detrimental for you?
I guess what I've done before for things, not like a relationship necessarily, but other things, I could, I guess, write a letter and then not send it anywhere, but just keep it and then decide later.
And that might give you the closure that you need.
Yeah.
Then it's there that if you write it and you decide you want to send it, you could send it.
Yeah.
Are there any other things that you might think will help you get over this?
I don't really know. I guess, always time, because the more I kind of move away from it, maybe just keeping myself busy so I don't think about it all the time might be helpful.
Right. And being around your friends is helpful then?
Yeah, because they're fun and stuff like that. And then if I need to vent about stuff, they're pretty good at listening.
Yeah, it's great you have supportive friends. What about family, coworkers, anyone else that can help you through this tough time?
I'm pretty close with my family, so they'd be there. They'll be there. They have been. They'll be there for me and stuff like that. Or I'm not so much coworkers. I try to keep my personal life personal, I guess, but not as close with them as I am with my friends. But my friends and my family would be really good for that stuff. So.
Yeah, it's nice that you have that. So,
yeah.
Now, it sounds like you're heading in the right direction with, being around your friends, talking about steps to have closure, always talking about things, with someone you trust helps. And this is a safe place for you to discuss anything, it's all confidential. So do you feel like maybe you'd like to come in and see how you're doing in, a week or two?
Sure, I think that would be good, and kind of see if what I'm doing is helpful. If not, then maybe we can look into other.
Right, we can look at, how things are going. Time might help, and you said, you think about the letter and see if you decide to do that.
Yeah.
And we'll chat about it more then. Okay. Thank you, Terry.
Thank you.
Have a great day.